Good evening guys, my name is Monoko. Today I'm going to give you a basic tip on style in storytelling, especially storytelling for film. Today I'll look at just two things. Very simple, but they can be used to improve your storytelling and make your stories more interesting in a creative way. And one of them is manipulating of dialogue and consciousness, and the second is the use of loops. Very common. One thing you must remember, as I always say, there's nothing new under the sun, but it's how you use some of these tools that makes your product, your film product, unique. And what better way to do this than by starting with examples? Let's start with consciousness. For example, if we take the anime series Naruto, if you watch anime, you really get a lot from it. If you watch Naruto, you'll notice that he has this special ability called Kagebunshin, in which he can basically clone himself. And one of the abilities that comes with this is not just being in two places at once or having multiple bodies, but rather he can also combine knowledge and experience from these clones. So once he releases the technique, everything learned from the individual clones come back to him. So that was a very creative way by Kishimoto, who is the writer of Naruto, in using consciousness. At face value, you may look at this as simply just being clones. Clones have been used in film and animation from time immemorial, but Kishimoto uses this slightly differently, and he actually brings this other element of using clones to gain experience that are unified back into the original body. This is unlike, for example, Black Mirror, the television series, which uses, which plays with consciousness. If you look at, for example, the episode White Christmas, you have clones, as it were, but not material clones, but consciousness clones. Another film that uses consciousness and dialogue very well as an interplay is Rafiki by Wanuri Kahio. If you've watched it, spoiler alert, at some point you may think the film is really messed up. You may think there's a problem in editing, but in actual fact, it's a technique where one person speaks, the character speaks, and the other responds verbally and vice versa. So there's so many ways you can use consciousness and dialogue as a technique in storytelling. The thing which you could try to use is loops. I've used loops before, where in my film Kaleidoscope I shot about 5 years ago. We used the loop sequence to create tension and to create some anxiety. Again, this is also used in Black Mirror. If you watch, I think, the same episode, White Christmas, there's somebody who is stuck in an infinite loop. But remember, as it is with all these tools, be it for film, be it for writing, or anything you do, it must be informed by an objective. Lastly, the style I would like to talk about as a tip could be the use of plot twists. I really love using plot twists. Again, like one of my films I shot a few years ago, Deadly Wahala, has a plot twist at the end. Again, remember, do not do a plot twist because you want to have a plot twist. Do it deliberately, feeding into what you want to achieve with your film. And that's what makes it interesting. And again, even with a plot twist, don't make it so obvious that people expect a twist. You could put twists within twists, different layers, like Inception. You could have a dream within a dream, which may end up not being a dream at all. So remember, with film, just as is with all creative elements, the world is your palette and you have infinite colors to work from. I hope these few tips help. Thank you and good night.